let's try to understand the next one, parallel connection of batteries. Okay, so in the batteries, up to now we discussed a series connection of batteries, how to connect them in series connection, what is the energy stored and what is the power rating of the system. Okay, now let's try to understand the parallel connection of batteries. Okay, in a parallel connection, what is going to increase? The current rating is going to increase, and what is constant? The voltage is constant. So this already you know from the basics. Okay, let's try to do the formula. Okay, so here already I told what is increased. Current is increased. Current is increased multiplied with hour, automatically what is increased? The ampere hour rating of the battery is going to increase if you connect them in which connection? Parallel connection. Okay, let's try to do with an problem. Let's try to understand the AH capacity of the system is equal to the number of panel, this is the number of batteries to be connected in parallel connection multiplied with the AH capacity of the individual battery. Okay, so there we derived the same formula similar to that of and what? Voltage there. So in a parallel connection we are defined with respect to what? Current, but it is scaled with what? Hour. That's why the ampere hour of the system is equal to number of batteries to be connected in parallel into AH of the battery. Okay, let's try to understand. We want an 300 AH system. I want an battery of system how much? 300 AH, but I have only a battery, I have two batteries. Each battery capacity is of how much? 150 H. Or I need to calculate the number of batteries to be, how they have to be connected. Okay, now what is the AH given in the system? So what is the capacity we require? 300 AH is the system capacity. Okay, we need to calculate how many batteries to be connected in which connection? Parallel connection. And what is the rating of individual battery? 150 AH. Okay, so from here NP is equal to how much? 300 AH divided by 150 AH. Okay, so automatically how many you have to connect in parallel connection? You need to connect two batteries in which connection? You have to connect two batteries in which connection? Parallel connection, to get an array AH of how much? 300 AH, where individual battery capacity is how much? 150 AH. Okay, now let's try to do this calculation part. Okay, please let's try to see here. So we are having two batteries. This is battery 1, this is battery 2. Okay, what is the rating of the battery given in the problem? So this battery voltage is how much? 12 volts. And what is the capacity of the battery? 150 AH. Okay, what is the capacity of this battery? 12 volts. And what is the energy stored in the battery? 150 AH. So now how we have to connect these two? We have to do which connection? Number of batteries to be connected is how much? 2. Okay, so I am having one positive terminal, this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal, this is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. Okay, so now how I have to connect them to make parallel? Join positive to positive, join negative to negative. Okay, so when you join like this, what is the system voltage you are going to have? This is 12 volts, 0 volts. Okay, what is system voltage you go have? 12 volts and 0 volts. Therefore the resultant voltage is also how much? 12 volts and 0 volts. Therefore the voltage of the system, since they are connected in parallel, what is the voltage across these two terminal? 12 volts. What is the voltage across these two terminal? 12 volts. In a parallel system, what is constant? System voltage is constant. Okay, let's try to understand the current from this battery. It is supplying a current of I1 ampere. Okay, so the current supplied by the battery 2 is I2 ampere, and I need to find out what the system current or the total current. Okay, so therefore when you apply the, so in order to find out how much amount of current is supplied, just try to apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node. So when you apply the Kirchhoff's current law at this node, how many entering currents are there? To this node, I1 current is entering, and what current is also entering? I2 current is entering, and what is the current leaving? It is nothing but the system current. Okay, but I would express the hours. Okay, so where the time taken to charge, the number of hours are constant I am taking. So therefore I can write down this as I1 into h plus I2 into h, that is equal to I system into h. So if you take h as common, here also h is common, both will get cancelled out. Sir, why you express it like this? So I can express this in a format called as AH. So I1 can be written as AH of which battery? First battery plus AH2 of which battery? Second battery, that is equal to AH rating of the system. The ampere hour rating of the system is a sum of AH capacity of first battery, the AH capacity of which battery? Second battery. What is the AH capacity of each battery now? How much? 150 AH. And what is the AH capacity of second battery? 150 AH, that is equal to AH capacity of the system. So what is this? 150 plus 150, how much? 300 AH. Okay. So this is nothing but the AH capacity of the system. Now here you can see here what is increased. What is increased? Capacity of the battery is increased, but voltage is same. So if you want to have more backup, what have to increase? How do I want more backup? Actually it is giving only, let us take that this is delivering some 10 amperes in a time of 10 hours. Okay, I want to increase the capacity by one more 10 hours. What to do now? You connect a same battery of this rated. Okay, so 30 ampere hour into 10 hour, automatically when you add these two, it is going to give how many hours of extra backup? 10 hours extra. When you connect them in which connection? Parallel connection. So generally when you connect the batteries, we will connect of same capacity. We never connect one battery with 100, one with 50. So if you connect, what will happen? Nothing will happen. So current is, for example, just current will increase, automatic what will increase? AH will increase. Automatically what will increase? The AH capacity is increased. So you can connect the batteries of same rating and different rating also, there is no problem. But it is recommendable to connect which rated? Same rated or identical rated. Okay, so that is how to increase the AH rating of an system. If you want more backup, better we have to connect the batteries in which connection? Parallel connection. If you want more system voltage, you connect in which connection? Series connection. The same it's clearly told. If you want more current or more backup, then you connect the batteries in which connection? Parallel connection. If you want, and here it offers how much voltage? Constant voltage, which is nothing but the system voltage. Okay, so this is about how to connect the batteries in which connection? Parallel connection. What is the formula to calculate? The AH rating of the system is equal to number of batteries to be connected in parallel multiplied with AH of the individual battery. Okay, so 300 divided by 150, you will get number of panels to be connected in parallel. So this is the diagram for it, and this is how to understand the AH capacity is increased. The next we will try to calculate the energy stored by this configuration and power stored by this configuration. Okay, just try to. So already we discussed these two batteries are connected in which connection? Parallel connection. Now we want to estimate how much amount of energy is stored in this parallel combination, how much amount of power is stored in this parallel combination. Okay, so the number of, the time taken by the batteries to charge is how many hours is given? 10 hours. Okay, now we need to estimate the energy stored. Okay, energy stored. So how to calculate the energy stored? What the system voltage we have? So energy is nothing but what? The product of system voltage multiplied with the AH of the system. Okay, so what is the system voltage we got? What is the system voltage is? 12 volts multiplied with and what is the AH capacity you got? 300 AH. Okay, 300 AH. So when you multiply it, this is how much? 3600 volt ampere hour, where we can write down this as 3600 into watt hour. Okay, so this is how to calculate system voltage into Ah of the system is how much? 300 Ah. Okay, so similarly you want to calculate the power stored in the battery. So in order to calculate the power stored in the battery, you should know the system voltage is already known as 12 volts and multiplied with system current. So how to calculate the system current? How to calculate the system current? So the system current is equal to, what is the system Ah capacity? 300 Ah capacity divided by 10 hours. So automatically this is how much? 30 amperes. So system voltage is how much? 12 volts multiplied with 30 ampere. How much this is? How much? 360 watts. Okay, so this you can write down if in order to convert into multiply with 1000 and divide with 1000, automatically you are going to get how much? 3.6 kWh, and here you are going to get multiply with 1000 and divide with 1000, you are going to get 0.36 how much? Kilowatts. So this is the energy stored by this batteries in which connection? Parallel connection. This is the magnitude of energy stored by the batteries in which connection? Parallel connection. Now what is the clarity you should have? When you want to increase the backup, more amount of backup you require, then you have to connect the batteries in which connection? Parallel connection. Therefore more amount of Ah can be supplied, then the battery will give more amount of backup. If you want to increase the voltage, you connect the batteries in which connection? Series connection.